Magdala.
Yes.
Could you just explain the condition and the procedure that you had to go through with Rosleen?
So basically, Rosleen had something called placenta percreta. Okay, it's a very rare condition where the placenta not only invades the uterus, but it also comes outside the uterus.
Right.
We're very, very, very thankful that we operate in a hospital where we have a team and preparation for things like this.
Correct.
And when I say that this is a miracle, she's a miracle. Because we basically had to almost use almost all the blood products in the blood bank because of the massive amount of hemorrhage. And one thing I'll never forget is as we were bringing Miss Rosleen to the operating room, and then the nurse mentioned, do you have anything to say to your husband? And one thing she says is, I just want to say a prayer. And I never forgot that. She said, I just want to say a prayer. And even during the operating room, I was also praying for her.
Wow.
It took a group of about 15 doctors just to save her life. And I kept thinking to myself, we're going to keep doing everything we can, because I don't know how I would have had to tell her husband he has to raise 4 children. So, I'm so grateful to Dr. Fleischer. I'm grateful to the vascular surgeons that also helped us out, the GYN oncologists, the general surgeons, the urologist. It was a group of 4 or 5 specialties, and as well as the anesthesiologist. And the rapid response from the blood bank. As soon as we told them we need blood, we had everything we needed in the operating room. It took 7-8 hours, but she's a miracle, and God has a plan for her.
Wow, amen. So this was a very unusual case.
Yes.
It's not a typical case that you perform very routinely in the hospital.
No, this is something we basically read in a textbook. Of course, we had the diagnosis ahead of time. We anticipated the worst severity and exactly what we anticipated. But luckily, we were prepared. And
in cases of placenta percreta, that placenta goes beyond the wall of the uterus and implants in the structures in areas around the uterus. In the front, it goes towards the bladder and it invades the bladder and destroys the bladder wall. And on the sides, it eats into the vascular structure that are right outside the uterus, called the broad ligament. In your case, the placenta was percreta.
Okay, it was placenta percreta?
Percreta. In other words, it went beyond the wall of the uterus into the organs that surround the uterus, primarily the bladder.
Okay.
As the surgical dissection took us down to the broad ligament where the placenta was invading, we got into a lot of bleeding. So we called additional help from an additional surgical team that came in, and we started transfusing you blood and blood products. Unfortunately, as we completed the hysterectomy, because the placenta percreta, we were left with a large opening in the bladder wall, so the bladder was wide open. We called the urologists. These are the same people that put in the catheters before surgery, and they helped close the bladder, because the bladder needed reconstruction. Overall, you had a significant blood loss because of what I just said. Unfortunately, but cases of placenta percreta are very bloody, difficult to control. My role was to plan the cesarean hysterectomy, to start the delivery by doing a high incision in order to not to have any bleeding before the baby is delivered. My role is to prepare and alert and make sure that everybody is ready for significant hemorrhage, just like it happened here, since these are cases are known to have a lot of blood loss, and the best way to handle this is to be prepared. So we had everything ready: blood product, anesthesia. We gave her medication to slow down the bleeding. So my role was to prepare everything. As we got into bleeding, and I thought additional surgical skills are necessary, we called vascular surgery, GYN oncology surgery, so that they can take care of the vessels bleeding, and then urology in order to help us close and fix the bladder.
Right.
So there were a number of other services involved. My role was to really prepare for that, and in case this happened, to call in the additional help.
Right.
This was the delivery with the placenta accreta is the most difficult delivery. It's the most serious complication we have in the entire practice of obstetrics. This is our most difficult case. These are they're very serious. This is the most complicated cases that we have. Placenta percreta are the most serious complications that we see in obstetrics.
Yeah, so
we thank God for doctors like
yes,
you.
yes,
Thank you
yes.
for saving our sister.
Yes. And she, she's a miracle.
Amen.
Everyone in the operating room, everyone on the floor, everyone in the hospital, they say, this is a miracle.
Amen.
She's a miracle. And the recovery,
Wow.
the rapid recovery.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I just cannot thank enough the staff. As soon as we were done, after about 8 hours, my patient is stable. And I was so happy to go and speak to her husband in the waiting area, because I didn't want to deliver bad news. Okay? So it's still a recovery, little by little.
Praise God.
But you have a lot to be thankful for. And we have a lot to be thankful for.
Praise God.
Okay? No problem.
Thankful you.
Yes.
And thank my God.
Yes.
He saved me.
Yes.
Amen.
Our God is bigger than
Yes.
everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank